Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to part 34 of Season 2 of our Robertson Pro career on Snooker 19. And today it is time for our 8th matchup against Judd Trump in the 2 seasons so far. Judd Trump has got a record of 4-3 against us, so this match is a real chance for us to equal that and make it 4 each. But before we start, let's have a look at how we've got on against Judd Trump in the last 7 encounters. So we lost the first 2 encounters against Trump. Our first encounter against him being in the final of the Oppo International Championship in Season 1. We lost in a final frame decider, making sure we didn't win our first ranking event, and he beat us by 4 frames to 3. Then we played him in the semi-final of the Champion of Champions. That was a win for Judd Trump of 3-0 against us, but we turned the tide with 2 wins in the next 2 matches and making it 2-all. We beat him in the last 16 of the Scottish Open. That was a tournament we went on to win. We beat him by 3 frames to 0. In the Masters, in the quarter-final of Season 1, we beat him by 4 frames to 1. We went to get to the final, of course, of that before being beaten by Mark Allen. And then in the, what's the CP? The CPC. This tournament, crucially, this tournament in the first season, we played him in the quarter-final. And hopefully this isn't a bad omen for today. He beat us by 3 frames to 0. Fingers crossed, not the same result in this repeat of the quarter-final from last year. And in the Gibraltar Open, the last 16 last season as well, he beat us by 3 frames to 0. But just the one encounter so far this season against the Judnaut, and that was a 4-0 win for us in the semi-final of the Alphabet Masters. So in terms of this season, we are looking good against Judd Trump, but it is no secret that Judd Trump is a brilliant player, but we did play decently against David Gilbert in our last match. We beat him by 3 frames to 1 in that last 16 match, and I hope you guys are good. If you are good, make sure to leave a like on the video if you're going to enjoy, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. But this is quite a big match, as you guys know. Regular viewers of the series certainly will know that we need at least, I would say, a tournament win either in this tournament or the Gibraltar Open to make sure that we can get into the top 8, and that's the real short-term goal, real short-term ambition, to get into the top 8 by the time that the Tour Championship comes out, so we can play the best of the best. Currently we're in 11th, but with a good tournament here and a good tournament at Gibraltar, we can definitely qualify and get into the top 8. I mean, if we win this match, we win 30 grand. We only won a sum of 32 from winning the shootout, so much bigger prize fund available here. And on the first frame, that is a beautiful break-off.
Pace is key.
So best of 5. Funnily enough, our matches against Judd Trump, despite it being that 4-3 the first time we played him, have been fairly one-sided. It has to be said. You know, he's beat us 3-0 a few times. We beat him 3-0 a few times. And as I've just said, we beat him by a score of 4-0 in the Masters semi-final. So it could be a one-sided match today, or it could be really close. But that is a very good attempt out the snooker. We're just going to have to simply try and play it up bulk, and hopefully we get some sort of safety, because he's left absolutely nothing on for us here. That's not too badly up bulk. I think we have left a pot. Quite a straight one, actually, but it's whether he wants to take it on. He is going to take it on. And he's on target. Great start. So even though we got him into a snooker, he played brilliantly out of that snooker, and to be fair, he deserves this reward. The reds aren't completely open, but a bit looser than they usually would be, so let's see what Judd Trump's craft is like in today's match. Funnily enough, it's only the 3rd time we've got to a quarter-final this season in a ranking event. That just highlights how poor our season has been from a ranking event point of view. We've got into 2 invitational finals in the 2 Masters tournaments, got beaten by Mark Selby in Shanghai, and of course beat Mark Allen. Oh, sorry, not Mark Allen, Mark Williams in the Alphabet Masters final. But the only other tournament we got to the quarterfinals of was the Scottish Open, in which we lost to Ronnie O'Sullivan. So this is, oh, was that this season? Yeah. So we've only got to 3 other quarterfinals. So this is only our 4th quarterfinal appearance. Obviously we got there in the snooker shootout, so in fact it's our 5th. I'll tell you what, my maths is terrible today. I'm sure that's right. 5th. Yeah. This tournament's Scottish shootout, Alphabet, yeah. So our 3rd ranking quarter-final appearance of the season. But Judd Trump with an early break of 20, but couldn't get the ball safe. Played quite a poor shot, couldn't get the cue ball safe. And as a result, we've got a little bit of a chance now.
This really is tricky.
In these best of 5s, the first frame is massively important. It's the most important of the game, really. So if you can take that lead, it takes a lot of pressure off you, I would argue. That pink's on, so we're going to play for the pink.
looking to pop this into the left.
But it's a decent chance, this is. We've had the reds are situated.
What a top pot that was.
7.
Pink's back on its spot. Now, this is a little bit of an awkward shot. We're just going to hit and hope here. See how we get on. Into the reds. That's nice. Opens up 1 or 2 more. Pink goes on yellow spot, crucially, because the black is on the pink spot. And, of course, when we potted the pink, the blue was on the black spot. So, therefore, the highest available was the yellow spot, which makes a little bit of bother for us, but not too much.
This requires a really good strike.
Blue ball's in. And it looks like a fairly well positioned for this red. Good stuff.
13.
Again, another bit of a hit and hope. Try and get the reds nicely open. Just change the angle a tad. Make sure this does go in. Because as we know, at pace, things can go wrong. So it's make sure you've got to be as accurate as possible.
14.
Now the black will cut into the middle pocket here. It's worth giving it a whirl. It's there. Could be off to a decent start here. Judd Trump just didn't use the resource. I mean, it wasn't the most open opportunity in the world. I'll completely accept that. But you could say that he should have used what he'd got a little bit better. And he might come to regret the chance that he's given us. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's still fairly early days in this frame. Still plenty of reds left. The tide can turn quite massively. With how the reds are, we've got to make I'd say quite a sizable mistake here for us not to win the frame. But knowing us, we can quite easily make that mistake. So don't hold your horses yet. If you're a betting man,
29.
don't put the money on us just yet. I mean, that's not the best position, really. We're okay.
He fancies this red.
This red should go in the middle pocket. Just about drops. A little bit of hesitation there, but it's okay.
30.
Get a little bit straight on the red that we were actually going for this time, I think. Because we weren't aiming to get the red that we just potted. We wanted this red, which we're pretty much straight on now.
37.
It's always best to leave it till there's a better opportunity sometimes. And there was there. And if we keep this fluidity around the black, I don't see much issue with us winning this frame.
38.
We're looking good here. Our cue action's nice. We're flowing through the ball.
45.
And yeah, we're looking good in this first frame. As I've said, the first frame tends to be the most important in these games, in my opinion. If you can get a frame on the board, it just puts your opponent under a little bit of pressure. Because if they don't start playing well in the next frame, well, you can be 2-0 up and potentially be laughing then. But we're a little bit awkward here. Whenever we play, that sort of shot should be okay. Play the red for the bottom pocket and then go for the black.
Very true here.
Beautiful striking.
But because we weren't too comfortably on the black to settle for a next red, we had to go for the blue there. Good break of 52 though if we pot this red. Now we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but this should be a bit of a mere formality, you should say. Good pot.
Down it goes.
Not the best on a red here, you have to say.
Lost the cue ball a little.
Yeah, I agree with that.
52.
Very tricky shot coming up.
That's a good shot though.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal, but I think we can play a red down the cushion. And I don't see too much issue. As long as it goes, which it should.
A long red to the corner.
Always risky these. But it's there, it's dropped. Great shot.
Wonderful shot.
But the tricky shots do continue. But let's think, well there'll be 43 left on the table, won't there? With these two reds, so... blue or more and it's snooker's required, basically. So I think we'll play the pink, which we have potted. And we can have a go at this red. No reason why not. Not the one we're closest to. That's far too
65.
of a narrow angle, I would argue, to get into the pocket. But we can give this red a whirl. This will definitely mean that Judd Trump won't be coming back to the table if we can pot this. That's a nice pot on the red. It looks like we're going to take first blood in this match
Very well.
against the Judnaut.
66.
And I know I didn't want to get too complacent and look at the history books, but the way that these matches have gone between ourselves and Judd, it would suggest that it's fairly one-sided. But that was a little bit of a poor blue. Doesn't matter because he won't be coming back to the table, I wouldn't think now. 46 behind with 35 remaining, and he has conceded the first frame.
And that is the
And that is a good start for us. It all really started with that snooker we got off the break-off.
He's got a one-frame
Judd Trump made the most of it, really. I know I said that he could have made more of it, but he did make the most of it, really. A break of 20, and then after that,
next frame is
he left a red on. And with our break, we made sure that he succumbed to a
Frame.
one-frame defeat. But let's see what his break-off's like here. Interesting, leaves a red. Just trying to get sucked into the same usual situation we usually do.
This won't be easy. Impressive
Good pot though.
red.
And that's better. We didn't really want to cannon into all the reds because the cue ball gets slowed down far too much. And you end up in a little bit of a spot of bother. Don't think this red by the black will go, but it's always worth having a check. No, it won't. So, I think it might be a case of getting behind the blue here.
Shot to drop the white in behind the blue.
That'll do. Got to come off the cushion. Not the most advanced snooker to escape ever, but puts the pressure on Judd Trump. He's got out of that nicely.
Very well judged shot there.
Didn't expect anything more. Just a nice soft shot here.
The success of this shot is reliant on perfect pace.
But he's just got it back up to bulk and he's come back down. I'd say he's misjudged that a little bit. But he's got away with it. He might not have misjudged it, to be fair. Might be what he was planning for. But again, see if we can get this back up to bulk. Don't know if we hit a ball there. If we did, though, that's a pretty good safety. Yep, we did. Must have been a light touch, but we got there. And he's not going to take this on, just a safety. And these are a little bit thicker now. They're a little bit looser. So let's hope that something comes to his rescue. Which it hasn't. He's left one on here again.
He's taking the
Got to
red
place at the right pace to avoid making a mistake.
Well, that's enough
But to be honest, I thought that would run a lot more than that. That's disappointing. So we fell into the trap. Silly trap to fall into, really. Should have just played the safety. But now we were tempted.
playing for the snooker here.
Oh, that hit on the blue's not going to help. We're going to go in off. Well,
lost control of the cue ball
that was a
there.
disaster.
Careless.
And it's those sort of silly shots against Judd Trump that he will punish.
Judd Trump. 5.
But poor decision making from us to go for the red, really. We should just played the safety. It wasn't really much of a chance unless we give it a real whack and played with a lot of top.
well,
But,
he's taking it on to the left.
well, you know, we got it wrong. But he's missed that red. He's gone for it. And he's missed it. So this gives us a little bit more of an open opportunity now. It's a little bit of a shot to nothing because he hasn't left a massive amount on. But this is definitely a tempter that is worth taking on, I would argue. We're on target that time. Good shot.
1.
Gonna play the green here. Just come back down the table. Hit and hope.
What a great shot that is.
We've hit the yellow,
Positional play there. Each
and that
perfect.
isn't really going to help our cause too much.
4.
Now, if we hadn't have hit the yellow, we'd have been far straighter on this red here. But there's a red there that's a tempter. It does let Judd Trump in if we miss it. So I'm gonna duck out of this. I'm just gonna play a safety, like we should have done earlier. Because the chances of that get red going right, pretty doubtful. The one that had got quite a tight angle on it. So we have left a red on here.
Neil Robertson.
Wasn't the best safety in the world. We've already played at the 22% that we were going to play it at. It had probably been quite a good shot. Which is a little bit too hard. And ultimately we missed it. So, well, we missed our aim of getting it safe. So, Judd Trump, much like in the first frame, gets first serious chance, first blood.
8.
But already I'd argue he's a little bit wayward, but he's going to just play and try and get on a red here, as he will. And a few more pots breaking open the reds a bit more, and he's got to be favourite to go and
11.
equalise here and make it one each.
What an excellent pot that is.
He'll be happy with that.
Great pot on the green, that was.
14.
But he's just playing a safety here, so not going for the big breaks so far. Here's Judd. He got away with that, hasn't he? Goodness me, with that
Good shot.
hit on the yellow.
Judd Trump.
Again, I don't know if that was intentional, pardon me, or not. Just can't quite get to this red. We need a little bit of side on it. Well, hopefully this goes right.
Doesn't want to play this with too much pace.
It's a little bit too much. Just going to hit it a little bit heavier. But no problem with that, really. There is a red he can get to.
Well, he's
2
back
reds
off
below
the
the
top.
pink. It was a good snooker, that was. And, well, he's not gone for it, I don't think. Oh, he has. I thought he hadn't.
1.
He's gone for it and potted it, but he's in a little bit of a spot of bother here. Played that far too soft. So he's either going to go for a ball at bulk or just play a safety, which he is. He's going to play a safety.
1.
There's something about Judd Trump's game here that doesn't seem so attacking as he usually is. Very bizarre to see that from Judd.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
A little bit of a weak safety, to be honest. Should have played that a lot harder. Our safety's been pretty poor in today's match so far. And Judd Trump's going to get another chance now. We just cannot be giving him these sorts of chances.
1.
Can he get to the black? No, he can't. It's going to be the blue. And again, this is end of break. And he's potted the cue ball. Well, Judd.
Foul.
That's a shocker.
Judd Trump. 1. Neil
We're going to
Robertson.
play on here.
He's chosen to play on here.
I'm going to have a flirt with this red because I think it's a good chance.
Well, he's taking it on. Close, but not quite.
Well, it's a good chance, but we were just far too risky. We've done that far too much all game. That's disappointing. That was really an all or nothing shot. Open up the reds. This will definitely give Judd Trump a frame winning chance now.
7.
And we just need to really just go back to playing normally, I would say, in the next frame. Not do anything too aggressive because this has just been a little bit silly from us. Some of the shots we've played have been far too suspect. And we've got to get back to our best in the next frame or else Judd Trump will make it 2-1. I'm fairly confident he's going to win the frame here. I can't see a mistake coming from the Judd Naught. So let's see how he gets on. But it has to be said,
Nicely done.
it's unlikely he's going to get a chance that's better than this. But it happens. You know, if that shot had gone in, it was only marginally away. If that shot had gone in, we'd have been praised and it would have been a great frame-winning chance to go 2-0 up. But we missed it, and as a result, our opponent gets that chance. And our opponent, with a very quick break here, he's going to make it 1 each and make this into a best of 3.
36.
This should be straightforward enough.
37.
And that should be the frame finished. 37 on the board. Got to pop the pink though, and he has. And that means we're not going to be coming back to the table here. He's 53 ahead now. Only 35 left on the table.
Challenging pot along the cushion here.
44.
Be a good boost for Trump if he can make a clearance from the opportunity we gave him. But ultimately, that's a missed chance for us.
53.
Yeah, we whacked the balls open. We basically gave it Judd on a plate. He's had to pop the ball still. But he looks clean. He looks good. And as I said, this match now becomes a best of 3.
60. 65. 71.
And if we look at the stats, in the last 3 matches we played against him,
And the frame
Um, one player's actually won 2-0. In fact, in most of the matches, it's only in 2 matches where the other player has got a frame back. In that decider in the Oppos and the Masters, which we won, he got 1 frame back. So this is a very rare opportunity here for both players because it's usually quite a dominating performance. But let's see how this 3rd frame goes. Who will be the one who has the advantage going into the 4th frame. And that, once again, is a very nice break-off. That's one element of our game we seem to get right. And he's opened up the reds. Has he got away with it?
He's navigated his way out of the snooker, but he hasn't left the cue ball safe.
That red will go. That red will go.
That's a shocker.
You idiot, you idiot. Why didn't you just play a safety?
He just wants to ensure he gets this cue ball tight to the cushion with the shot.
I mean, luckily Judd's not taken advantage from that. I mean, you know, that was a bit of an oversight from Judd. A little bit of a shock not to see him play the pot. Maybe he wasn't on anything, but his safety was pretty poor. And after a misjudged first shot from us, well, we're in. We've got to make the most of this break. Because it is a good chance. Just follow through off this blue. Not the cleanest again. Not the cleanest. We're trying to be straight on this red. Not played our best so far today.
To sink this into the left corner pocket.
It's okay though.
Great cueing there.
7. 13.
Big frame this. Massive. I opened up another red, but
On the blue.
it's not that much of an opportunity. Although, to be fair, it probably is. It's come far away enough off the cushion now. That's given us an opportunity for a pot after this blue. We just need to keep making opportunities. The fact the black's off its spot makes this a little bit more awkward. Just try and play this bulk side of the blue. Which we have. Doesn't need to be that far bulk side. Probably a little bit more than that would have been beneficial, but it's okay. Just try and open up the reds here. We've got to be pretty unlucky not to leave an opportunity. And yep, it's one at close quarters. That is an opportunity for us. Good pot. And now the black is free. So we've done our job there. Opened up the reds. Got the black free. Just about making the most of this now. I'm going to play with some top and just try and come all the way around. That will do because there are several avenues we can go down here.
33.
We'll just play this tight red. Get on the black. I don't think we will. Go for this one instead. Play for the blue. It's okay to change your mind. Good pot. When things aren't going right for you, that sort of shot can go awry very quickly. But we'll look okay here. Only a break of 34. We've had to work bloody hard for this break of 34. But hopefully from now we can develop this into a frame winning chance. Doesn't have to be a clearance as long as we get the points needed to win the frame.
39.
Not about doing it with class here, I would argue. It's about getting it done. As long as we win this match, I don't give a toss what the score is.
Nicely played.
47.
Thank you very much. Very rare we get any sort of compliment from the commentators. We've done alright there though, haven't we? Bit awkward with those 3 reds being there, so we just have to play it off the cushion back for the black, and that is pretty nice.
48.
This is where things become a little bit awkward. I have to play it into these red, 2 reds here, hopefully, and try and open something up. Not really.
55.
It's a little bit awkward there. Not the best split in the world. We're not quite over the winning line yet. And there's no opportunity that it's clear. I think this red's probably our best chance. It's a risk. But it's a risk that for that red has paid off. That's a beautiful shot. Can we get through to the black? No, we can't. Okay, it's fine. Pink will just about pass blue, I think. I'm looking at that, but I don't want to take the risk. I'm going to play the green.
He's going for it.
Every ball we pot, whatever its value, brings us close. But where's that cue ball going? It's okay, it's fine.
59.
Breathe. Good chance for a long red here. Hopefully right in the trajectory of those 3 reds to open them up. Oh, well.
But he's missed it. That'll
Well, well, well. Our long potting game hasn't been great today. But I'll tell you something. We have massively got away with that. It's very rare we do, but we've massively got away with that. Really have. Wow. But not the best safety from Judd, and he's left a chance.
annoying. Red on.
And it's there.
Brilliant. What a pass.
Yes, he'll be very pleased with that shot. What can he do here?
Bit of a spot of bother though, isn't it now? Makes things a little bit awkward. Let's try and screw back and play the red into the middle first off, I suppose. But A, we very rarely miss those reds, and B, we got a real slice of luck in how the reds reacted there. It was good that we'd set them up actually to cannon into the other 3 balls, because I don't think that shot would have worked if we hadn't have done. But we have won the frame, barring snookers, so just a case of getting as many balls as we can.
11.
Might as well try this pot up the table. I can't see him coming back to the table now.
Well, it goes. Half a chance.
It's a miss. Not played our best potting game today. He might go for the snooker, but he hasn't.
Frame near Robertson.
And we're back ahead.
The frame in the back.
Crucial frame, that. Back in the driving seat again in this match. Not the cleanest, but we did it. As I've said, I don't really care
Shot here.
how we do it, but as long as we win this match, that's the most important thing. Prize money of at least £30,000 from this tournament if we win this match. Every bit of cash is going to be really important in our race to get back into the top 8. When you've got an opportunity like this, it's tempting, but our long game has not been great today, but our instinct is to go for it. So that is what I'm going to do.
This with a lot of power.
And it's there.
That's a good opening red.
And can we now develop this into a frame-winning chance? Just the 1 red that Judd left.
1.
But this would be a great opportunity to show the other players what we're made of. So it's got to be the right sort of power. Don't want to get burned with hitting any other reds, which we have. It's the problem with playing something so precise. It's got to be precise, or I'll just end up in a spot of bother like we have here. Play a bit of a shot to nothing here. Just play up the table.
He's going for it.
Great pot.
Brilliant pot.
Was a shot to nothing though. As I said, we were just going to play it up the table.
7.
Doesn't make this next shot the most natural, but it's okay.
Long pot. Right up his street.
Well, I'll tell you something. I will tell you something. It is very rare that we miss long pots, and today
Robertson.
we've had a bit of a nightmare of it. We've not played very well with long pots at all. But I designed that so that we didn't really leave much on, and we didn't. But Judd Trump, I mean, both of our safety games have been, I have to say, a little bit abysmal today.
Well, it goes. Half a chance here.
And he's left a chance, and that's a good red.
Shot that is.
The black's as straight as you'd want it to be.
1.
Cracking shot. Not many opportunities though, unfortunately, here. Not going to play with any side, don't want to jeopardise that, so it might be the case we've got to play for the pink. And develop one or two of these reds.
He's going for the right centre pocket here.
Not really worked. I mean, if you're only going to hit one red,
Position he was intending.
you weren't really going to make much of an opportunity, so not going to reframe any break here, unfortunately. I just have to try and play this safe. We've left the long pot on. I knew we really would unless we were really lucky.
Neil Robertson. 7.
Half a chance here.
Just got to bank on the fact that Judd Trump's not been good so far, but I'll tell you what, at this pace, I'd be shocked if he missed it. That's a great pot.
1.
A little bit awkward for the black. But this is a chance now for Judd. It's not been... I mean, he's going to play the pink. Oh, wow. That's a great pot.
7.
Position's not great again, though. And that's it for Judd Trump's break.
Judd Trump.
I'll say this is very bizarre from both players today. Not been our best game. Judd hasn't played great either. So this is very interesting. A little bit too thick there, but we're okay.
I'm not sure what happened there, but... it's
Unless there is an opportunity I haven't seen. Well, that one will go well. That's a good pot. Didn't notice that red had sneak in. I have to say, we're not playing well here. It's only because Judd Trump's not playing too well that we're doing alright. I mean, again, he
3.
obviously just doesn't want the highest break of the tournament.
Well, he's taking the
There's a red that goes here, and he's potted it. But he's staying for the bulk colours, basically, because, well, the black will go, but it won't leave to a great opportunity with the reds, so that's why he's playing that.
Not sure why he
But
played.
once again, out of position, and this is a very peculiar frame. This is like my bloody World Snooker 04 series, when it was like each player making a break of about 2 every time they come to the table. Even though you can't make a break of 2 unless you pot 2 reds. We're going to very finally try and pot this red. This is a good chance.
6.
This is going to be one of them frames where just every point matters. It's not going to be the cleanest. It's just going to be one where whoever can get to the table and pot the most balls wins it. And that sounds so ridiculous. It really does. But in this sort of frame, it's just true. Okay. Decent shot.
Very well played.
Might be a chance of somebody making a break of more than about 6 here. That'd be a novelty, wouldn't it? very peculiar frame this has been. Really odd. And hitting that red's not the best thing that's happened. I'll tell you what, both players just not been great here. And it's raining outside now. I hope that's not an omen for us. Really do. Oh,
Pretty careless shot.
Jesus Christ. What's going on?
Neil Robertson, 8.
This is a potential route back into this frame.
I mean, pfft,
1.
yeah, that's it for Judd Trump. I've never seen... Oh, well, he's gone the black. He's alright. This has been such a peculiar frame. Really has. Really has been.
More than half a chance here.
And he's hit the blue, and that means he's not going to pot the red. Well, this has just been... I'm speechless, really am with this frame. It's been such an odd one. I'm going to try the plant here. I think it should work okay. It's there. Good plant. But neither player can do anything here. Both of us just completely in a rut. And with the blue, pink and black being so awkward, it does make it tricky. I think just focus on the pot here, and inevitably, because it's been a very bizarre game, position probably won't come.
Just wants to sink this into the...
But this has been one of the most bizarre frames I've ever played on Snooker 19. I mean, we've played some pretty crap snooker in our past, but for goodness sake, Judd Trump, the AI, can't seem to pot 2 balls in a row too, so this is fascinating to a degree.
This is no gimme.
Tricky red. Good pot though.
That's just outstanding.
And we're on for the black. This is a chance now
Very good here.
to not muck about.
Well,
I mean, there's only 4 reds left. That shows how of a poor scoring frame it's been with the scores as they are. But as long as we've had the chance now, we'll be through to the next round, to the semis. But I wouldn't bank on that just yet. Blue's through now, which is good to see.
12.
I'm going to play that straight away. Nothing on the blue spot, is there? Just to trip us up. No, there's not. It's okay.
17.
Someone had to get their act together here, and I hope that's been us.
This is being played towards the left middle pocket. That's an excellent pot.
I'm still pretty speechless about the frame, to be honest. I can't quite believe what's happened here. A very bizarre one. The pressure just seemed to get to both of us.
yeah, played it well.
But we're looking good here, aren't we? We're looking good to finish this off. 26 ahead. So we'll need the final red. Even with his black now. Ooh, that is tricky. We haven't really thought about that. Will blue give us some sort of position? Yeah, I'd say it'd be a better chance. Risky though.
Perfect cueing required for this shot.
So it's not all over yet, but a good blue there. This needs to come down to the cushion for the red.
He's looking very sharp here.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. And just the red needed. And after this bonkers frame, we're into the semis. It's there.
Issues there.
I'm not going to say anything about it being over just yet.
Come back in this match.
Let's get the pink potted. Tell you what, pot the pink.
Cushion.
Just play a safety. I don't think he's going to come back. It's been a very bizarre frame. We've potted quite a few balls in a row, and the break of 38 is going to be seen as godly in this frame. So just play a soft shot, a thin shot on the yellow, and that should be game over. In fact, I think we snookered him. No, not quite. Is he going to come back to the table?
38. Frame conceded.
Well, he's not, and that is a fantastic win for us.
Played. That's a great
Absolutely brilliant. We bring it back to 4 each in terms of the head-to-head standings. And we are through to the semi-final. I've said before, when we've got past the quarter-final stage in a ranking event this season, we've won it. Because we've only got past 1 quarter-final, and that was the shootout. But stats are stats. 100% of the time we've got past a quarter-final, we've won. Great win against Judd Trump. A very peculiar 4th frame, but ultimately, we took the initiative in the end. It wasn't the cleanest in the end, but we won the frame. And we've beaten by 3 frames to 1. And now it is a matchup once again, much like the shootout, against the Jester from Leicester, Satnav Selby, in the semi-final of the Coral Players Championship. The best of 5 frames again for a prize of £50,000 and also a chance to get into the final of the tournament. I would guess it's 100k to win the tournament, which would be massive for us, as you can see. We could just propel ourselves up to 7th place. But already, that 30 grand is going to put us pretty decently with Brissell. It just means we can catch up to Jack and Kyron a little bit. Ultimately, we've only got to be in that top 8. We haven't necessarily got to aim to get past Ding Junhui. But I'll tell you what, if we can go on from this, win the next 2 matches, we will be back in the top 8, which is a massive motivation. As well, of course, the trophy in the Coral Players Championship. What an exciting episode we got on Saturday against Mark Selby. But if you've enjoyed that, mate, leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts about the tournament now we're getting on. This really seems to be a good tournament for us, and hopefully we can continue that in the semi-final. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. But apart from that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later on. Goodbye for now.